Me and McKay, we met in our Book of Mormon class at BYU.
Walked into class, it was a big auditorium, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, coming down the aisle is this girl that I saw, 2 weeks earlier. I was like, oh yes, she's gonna come sit down. And then she starts talking to the guy that's sitting next to me, and I'm like, oh, dang it. She's already got a guy. Turns out she's there with her cousin.
And of course, I introduced my cousin as my cousin because I didn't want him to think I was dating anybody at the time, so.
I'm going to get my laundry at Liberty Square, and lo and behold, here comes McKenna. And I say, hi, McKenna, how's it going? She gives me that look that immediately I'm like, she doesn't know who I am. Ah, dang it.
And I had never seen him before in my life.
Immediately in my mind, I'm like panicking. I'm like, I'm in your Book of Mormon class. My name's McKay. It's like, oh yeah. What? And we start like talking a little bit more then. And so fast forward a little bit, I'd sat with her a couple of times during class. She was super fun to talk to again, just super fun personality, great sense of humor.
And one day he called me just a couple of hours after the class, and he asked me out for a date that Friday to go to the BYU baseball game. Of course, I was like super pumped about it. The next day he actually texted me and said, hey, just so you know, I've got an intramural game, and if we win, we'll actually be playing Friday night, so we might have to take a rain check on that date. And I'm so bummed. And I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't want him to think that I don't want to go or that I'm not interested. And my cousin's like, you can text him right now. This is super important. And so like, what do I say? I don't know. Do I say I hope you lose your game so that we can go out on Friday? He's like, yes, that'd be perfect. I sent him like a little text. I was like, oh, I hope good luck at your game. I hope you lose, with a little winky face.
And of course, like that kind of like fit in with our relationship at the time, just like teasing each other, going back and forth. But it kind of gave me a little bit of confidence, like, oh, she's actually looking forward to this date. All right, cool, that's comforting. And of course we ended up losing. And as soon as I told McKenna, she cheered, it was fun. I went on our first date. We went to BYU baseball game.
That was really it. We just went to the game together and just talked, and it was super easy to talk with McKay. We just kept on going on dates after that. And then it got to the point where I was kind of like, hey, are we dating? Are we not dating? I kind of want to date, but I don't know if this is going anywhere. One night I was like, man, I just got to talk to him. Like, we got to figure this out. I kind of want to date him, but it's been a couple months. So I asked McKay if he wanted to go on a walk.
I'll be honest, I was really nervous. And I told my roommate, I was like, dude, I'm going on this walk with McKenna, and I have no idea what's going to happen. I can't read her text. I told him either I'm coming home dating McKenna, or I'm coming home zero, like striking out, like nothing.
We started walking around, and I did not want to bring it up. He's like, so what did you want to talk about?
She's like, listen, here's how it is right now for me. And she kind of tells me, this guy asked me on a date the other day, and honestly, I didn't really want to go on a date with him because you're the only one I want to go on dates with. And the second she said that, I got really excited. I was like, no way, maybe this isn't going to be a strikeout. This is great.
He was like, hey, so if you don't want to date anyone else, and if I don't really want to date anyone else, where does this leave us? And I wasn't going to be the one to be like, oh yeah, well then let's date. So I just was like, well, I don't know. And I just was kind of like playing it out like, you're going to have to do this yourself. He's like, well then maybe we should date. And I was like, yeah, we should date. And so just kind of went through the summer like that. Mine and McKay's first kiss was super funny.
We'd gone on a date that night, and we'd come back to Liberty Square. I was dropping McKenna off. We're outside on the sidewalk of Liberty Square, and McKenna's probably about mid-sentence somewhere. I leaned in to kiss McKenna and got her right in the face.
He just like said goodnight, and then he just kissed me right there. But I didn't know what was happening, and so I just was kind of like closed my eyes and went like this a little bit.
It was like, okay, see you, bye. And then I left. I don't know why. I was so determined to do it. Probably the Y chromosome in me took over and just planted the kiss, and it was gone.
McKay's family for the 4th of July loves to go on bike rides. So we thought it'd be fun to take some bikes and go down to Utah Lake.
Super pretty, fun ride.
We're at a point where we could see all the fireworks in the whole valley, so it's super fun. We had one date where we got home and we were just kind of sitting on the stairs at Liberty Square.
We started getting in this deep conversation, and I don't know what it was, but just so confidently the words came to mind, I love you. Like, how can I actually like make her feel this? Like, I want her to feel this, not just hear it. Or I had this thought come to mind, write it on her back.
He was just kind of scratching my back, and then he started writing out like, I love you on my back. And I was like, he's telling me he loves me, and I was super excited about it. I was like, wow.
A moment after that feeling, I was like, what's her response? Is she gonna do anything? What's she gonna do?
Then I like wrote it back on his hand because I didn't want to say it out loud, as he didn't say it out loud. Afterward, he gave me a hug, and I was like, your heart's beating so fast, because it was. And he's like, I know, I'm so nervous. So probably around Christmas time, we had decided we were going to tell our families that we were thinking of a date to get married. In that, we're like, we don't want a super long engagement, so we'll get engaged like the beginning of March, end of February kind of thing. So that's what I was expecting. His parents had asked us if we would go check out the venue for the luncheon for the wedding. And so we went downtown to check out Tucano's.
We get into Tucano's, they say, oh yeah, welcome. There's about an hour and a half wait. And in my mind, I'm like, crap, that's gonna throw off the timing. Kenna's like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, do you think that's too long, McKay? And I'm like, yeah, that's definitely too long. Yeah, I don't know, my stomach's hungry right now. I don't know if I can wait. And we're like, oh, we'll just go eat it, you know, Costa Vita across the street.
McKay's friend Preston calls, and he's like, hey man, could you come give me a jump? I could tell McKay was kind of stressed out, but I like didn't really think anything of it.
And on the way, we're just like at the corner, right about to turn into the Riverwoods. He calls again, somehow magically, right when we're almost there. Says, hey, you know, somebody actually super nice in the parking lot ended up giving us a jump. We don't need a jump anymore. Thanks so much though. I said, oh, there's actually, remember that park that your friend Emma showed us right around the corner? Let's go take a picture real quick and like send it to her. She'd love that, wouldn't she?
So we turned the corner to come to the park. There's like a bunch of lanterns set up in the field leading up to the baseball diamond. I see like a heart in lights. And so as we're pulling in, I'm like, oh, someone's getting engaged tonight. And McKay was just silent.
While I'm driving him. You don't, yeah, somebody's getting engaged. Yeah, haha. Not knowing if she's figured this out yet or not.
And I was like, oh no. It's like, this could be me. And I just like, it kind of dawned on me, but I hadn't thought about it all night. He's like, yeah, it looks super cool. Do you want to go check it out? So I kind of tested it, and I was like, I don't want to ruin someone else's moment. And he's like, no, I think it'll be cool. We should go check it out. So he's like, okay, yeah, it's for me. And so we get out of the car. We like walked past this trail that he had put with all these lanterns, and we get to home base, and he just kind of talked about how like home is how he feels when he's with me, and how that's kind of representative of us in our first date and how he's felt the whole time we've been dating.
I, get down on one knee, say my spiel, and ask her to marry me, and she says, yeah.